Hey guys, so today we're talking about more about angles, and today we're specifically learning about complementary angles and supplementary angles. So let's start with some definitions first. So our first, which is just two angles that add 290 degrees. Okay, and then supplementary angles are two angles that add 180 degrees. Complementary equals 90 degrees. Supplementary equals 180. So our first example here is asking, well, what is the complement of an angle that measures 43? Okay, so again, if it's saying that we're working with a complement, okay, that means I'm looking at 90. Okay, we've got 90 degrees, and we know that one of our angles is 43, but we're not sure what our other one is. Okay, so you can set up that equation to where you have x plus 43 equals 90, and then we solve by subtracting 43. So x equals 47 degrees. Okay, so that's one way, or you could just go right off the beginning and say, hey, if I know it's complement, that's 90, 90 minus 43, done, gets me 47. Okay, so that's one example you might see. Another example is what if you were looking for the supplement of an angle that measures 43? Okay, so remember, supplement means 180 degrees. So that means we know that this one is 43 degrees, and our goal is to find the other one. So again, set up that equation where you've got x plus 43 equals 180. And then what we'll do is subtract 43. So x equals 137 degrees. Okay, so again, the complement angle is with 90, and the supplement angle is with 180. The next example that we're looking at is when it gives us values for those angles. Okay, so the first things first, it's saying that what's the value of x? Okay, so we only have to find x if they are complementary angles. Okay, so it's saying, hey, well, angle A is 5x plus 5. Angle B is 4x plus 4, and it's a complementary angle. So that means that both of those added together equals 90. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set it up where I've got 5x plus 5 plus 4x plus 4 equals 90. So as I've said a billion times, be sure to combine your like terms before you solve. Okay, so I got a 5x here, 4x here. That gets us 9x total. I got a positive 5 and a positive 4, which also gets us 9. And then equals 90. So we can solve for x here, minus 9 on both sides. So 9x equals 81. And then lastly, divide by 9. X equals 9. Okay, so that's our first example, to where you've got two measurements. They're complementary angles, so we add those values together and then set it equal to 90. Okay, example 3 is very similar, but the only difference here is it's asking that they are supplementary angles. Okay, so instead of equaling 90, they're going to equal 180. So again, it's saying, hey, here's angle C, 12x plus 6. Hey, here's angle D, 3x minus 6. Again, add those together and then set them equal to that 180. So 12x plus 6 plus 3x minus 6 equals 180. So again, combine your like terms first. I got a 12x and a 3x, giving me 15x. And then I've got a 6 and a negative 6, so those cancel out, giving us 0. So you could put plus 0, but you don't have to. And then equals 180. And then our last step here to solve our equation is to divide by 15. So x equals 12. Again, be sure you're looking at the directions and making sure we're doing what it's asking. So in both of these questions, it's saying, hey, just find the value of x, which we did, so we're done. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the back. On the back, you've got 4 different types of problems, and the goal is to kind of use that picture to your advantage. So if we're looking at example number 1, we can see that we've got an angle that is forming 90 degrees, okay, which means that it is complementary. Okay, so what we know is that entire thing equals 90. So what we're going to do is set up our equation to where we're adding those 2 angles together and setting it equal to 90. So 2x plus 10 plus 54 equals 90. Okay, so now we solve, just like we've been doing before. Combine our like terms first. So 10 plus 54 gets us 64. So 2x plus 64 equals 90. Okay, now you got to get rid of that 64 on both sides, so subtract 64. And I got 2x equals 30. Divide by 2. And x equals 15. Okay, again, it's just asking us to find x, so there's nothing else we need to do there. Number 2, the exact same thing. We can see that it's creating this 90-degree angle because it has that box in the corner, so we know that both of those added together equal 90. So again, add them together. I got 3x plus 2 and then plus 31 equals 90. Okay, so again, combine like terms. I got my 3x, combine my 2 and 31, giving me plus 33, and then equals 90. Okay, solve for x here, so minus 33. 3x equals 57. And then lastly, divide by 3. So x equals 19. Okay, again, all it's asking for is for us to find x. We don't have to find any angles or anything like that. Okay, so very similar to yesterday is today's. Or very similar to today. Oh my goodness, I said that wrong. So yesterday we talked about a linear pair, and that's what this is. So it's just another way of saying that something is supplementary, which is saying it's a linear pair. So we can see that that creates an entire line, which we know is equal to 180. So if we want to set up this equation, I'm going to add those 2 angles together, equals 180. So I got negative 55 plus x plus 2x plus 1 equals 180. So again, combine your like terms before you move stuff over. So I got x and 2x, giving me 3x. I got a negative 55 and a 1, giving me negative 54. And then equals 180. And do that same process of where I'm going to add 54. Then I got 3x equals 234. And lastly, divide by 3, where x equals 78. So again, all it's asking for is to find x, because those are 2 supplementary angles. And then our last problem here, we're not going to solve. We're just going to set it up because it's so similar to our linear pair from yesterday. So I'm going to take that entire supplementary angle, and we know because it's supplementary that it equals 180. So then I'm going to create my equation of where I've got 114 plus 2x plus 10, and then equals 180. So again, solve, combine your like terms, move over your number, then divide. You would get x equals 28. Okay, but again, we're not going to solve that one just to save you guys some time to do your worksheet. So if you guys have any questions, just be sure to ask me tomorrow. Yeah, have a good day.